Welcome to Hot Mess Open Mic. We got coffee and loud alcohol. Why are we drinking this early? I really do not know. I have coffee and some weed. We're streaming online, and now I just heard myself, and it messed up my own song. Welcome to Hot Mess Coffee Talk Open Mic. We have Dawn. She's in Canada. I'm in the other sea. I'm in Chicago. We got people. We got coffee. We're streaming, but nobody's watching, baby.
Abigail's in New York.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Zach is always watching.
Zach's always watching, but I gotta say, our numbers are down since 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago was our highest view count at 57.
What?
57 views. 57 people watched this.
I wonder how many of those are me drunk at the bar being like, look at my comedy show, guys. Aren't I so cool?
Yeah.
And we have the Peanut Gallery. We have Abigail. Abigail's rolling for the Peanut Gallery. I don't know why it happened. She was a substitute, and then she became a co-host when Dawn wasn't here. And then I gave them both superpowers, and then I immediately regretted it. And I have never given them host powers ever since because it slows everything down.
Rude.
Because men are better at technology.
You hate women. You hate women.
No, men are better at technology.
That's what it is.
No,
Yeah.
I just hate the patriarchy.
I don't hate women, but I hate women.
No, I just hate the patriarchy, and I hate how you guys push it. Like you're just pushing it with your maternal sadism, and it's like emotional abuse and stuff. It's not like physical, so it's like harder to track. Yeah, it's like emotional.
Okay.
My fragile male ego is being like destroyed,
but
you're like strong.
There it is.
Yeah. Oh, did I say that out loud? I meant your maternal sadism is really bringing me down, bruh.
A masochist, baby.
I've never seen any masculinity for you to lose, so I don't know if you can pin that on us.
There we go. There we go. More emotional abuse. Trying to there's the patriarchy rearing its evil head. You're just trying to say, oh, you're trying to tell me how to be a man. You're trying to tell me that it's not okay to be a little bitch and also be a man. But whatever. All right.
Whatever you want.
Listen.
Whatever.
Person.
I don't want to be. I want to be strong and not independent. I want to be like. What's his name at the end of Some Like It Hot? What's his name? Was it Jack? I don't know. But that dude married that other dude, and that old dude was all like, I'm okay with that. Remember that?
I'm okay. Yeah.
And the old dude was like, I know you're a dude. It's just fun to hang out with you. And I'll totally just like pay for our lives for the rest. It's like,
I can never have kids. What do you mean? Well, I'm a man. We'll have to get through that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Amira
about.
slipped in.
I'm gonna go find it.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm figuring that out. I see you, Amira. I see you.
Right.
Yeah, my favorite thing about that movie is that Marilyn Monroe is in it, but that was during her like take one drink every 5 minutes phase of her acting career. So like plus whatever the fuck pill she was on. So they had to do like hundreds of takes just to get like individual lines out of her. So she looks like she's like Tig Notaro in Army of the Dead. Like everything that she's doing is completely separated from everything else in the movie because they had to like work her in over time.
Yeah, I mean, like luckily the main like plot isn't about her, so it was easier to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know who doesn't need to be sipping alcohol every second of the day to be an awesome comedian? It's our flag smasher coming in from Canada. We got Jason Osborne. I don't want to talk about Loki because it made me really emotional, but we'll talk about it later when everyone else has watched it. Jason Osborne!
Hey! I actually do need to. Well, I need to drink to perform, but it's 1 o'clock here, so that's okay.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. So how's everyone doing?
Woo!
I didn't even check the list. I just assume I'm going on last, but whatever.
You're actually first this time.
I know. That's like the opposite of last. But anyway.
Nice, bitch. Well, actually, if I'm being totally honest, it's because I thought I was gonna start the show like yelling about Canada Day, and then I was gonna introduce you. So I'll just yell about it later. It's okay.
All right. I got
Sweet.
your back.
It's your time to shine.
You'll have a
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so my name's Jason. I just got a haircut. So they just reopened the barbers in Toronto. So it's like it's bigger than Canada Day. First thing you do when you get a haircut is put a hat on, right? Because that's the style. I've been told tomorrow's my boat crew show, and I'm usually the captain, but I got demoted because I was a drinking seaman on the job.
Nice.
Are we
Yeah.
drinking semen on the job?
Who doesn't love semen? Am I right? I've been told I look like Black Popeye. I totally think Popeye should be black if they ever reboot it, because then instead of eating the spinach, he can just like stick it in his pipe and smoke it.
Hell yeah.
And I'll get like super strong. Also, the first franchise that was named after Popeye was a fried chicken franchise, so like he should be black.
Yeah.
Yeah. So recently found out that show America's Got Talent, they're moving into Canada, and then they're gonna have a Canadian version. And I hate that because whenever they do a Canadian version of an American show like that, it's always lamer. So I think like they should call it America's Got Talent with a question mark. Or they should call it like America's Got Manners because the comedians are terrible. Right? They'll be like, how's everyone doing tonight? He's like, oh, sorry, I'm asking too many questions. I'm sorry, you don't have to answer that. Okay, what's the deal with maple syrup? Oh, is that offensive? I'm sorry, please. No, like I'll do something else. Okay. Two guys walk into a bar and they finish their drinks and they thank the staff for their prompt service. Thank you. I know a little bit about Canadian reality shows. I was almost on that show, So You Think You Can Dance Canada. I showed up to the audition and told them there's only one problem. I know I can dance. Walked off the stage. So I'm from Canada's least favorite city, Toronto.
Woo!
Yeah, the only people that like Toronto live in Toronto. People think that the rest of Canada hates Toronto because we're arrogant. We think we're better than the rest of the country, which we don't, even though we are. No, we're not. Yes, we are. No, the reason they hate us is because like we have the longest running Stanley Cup drought in the NHL, right? Haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967, but things are getting better. They actually made the playoffs, right? Grew up in the 80s and they were dreadful. They were so dreadful. I used to tell people I was from Edmonton in the 80s until like Gretzky got traded, and I tell people I was from LA. And then Edmonton went without Gretzky, so I tell people I was from Edmonton again. And and Gretzky like went from team to team, and he wouldn't even play for the Leafs because they were that bad. He said like, if I want to make money in Toronto, I'll open a bar, and he did. And he made way more money at the bar. Tim Horton doesn't even care about the Stanley Cup, and he won the Stanley Cup in Toronto. And he was on the last Maple Leaf team to win the Stanley Cup. He doesn't care. He's like, hey, look at that, a Stanley Cup. I'm just gonna throw it over here somewhere, and I'm gonna start a coffee shop, make some real money. Saw a picture of Tim Horton in the Hockey Hall of Fame. He's holding up a large double-double. It's a coffee for you Americans. How am I doing on time?
You're 20 seconds away from 1 minute left.
Oh, okay. Big finish. Okay. So I like the boat thing because my love life is a lot like that show Gilligan's Island, right? Come up with a crazy plan every week and end up back on the island, right? Like the time I decided to be a comedian to get Romanian women. It turns out that only works on Seinfeld. So the only difference between me and Gilligan is he's trying to get off the island and I'm just trying to get off. That's all I'm gonna do today. You've been a great audience for my favorite audience. Let's bring your host back up.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yay!
Thanks for coming, Mr. Flag Smashy. Pew, 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 pew. Hot mess, slow transition, open mic.
I don't know if Jason and I would be friends in real life. Like, he loves Canada. I just loathe everything to do with it.
Is this your Canada rant?
Shitting. he's shitting on America's Got Talent comedians. I personally was gonna pump up an AGT comedian later on because I thought he
that
did.
fan? What's that? What?
He's
The
last
guy
comic
who-
standing.
I know.
Howie Mandel.
The goth guy? The goth guy? Oh, shit.
There was
I like
a
that
guy who
motherfucker.
there was a guy who auditioned with cerebral palsy, and he was great. Actually, he was very, very great.
William Hung? No.
No.
That reference is too old.
I
now.
love that he made it. But William Hung succeeded. He succeeded.
He did. He sold enough albums to like just be like he just rode that meme till it died.
Yeah.
Put it into the ground.
No,
Oh,
so
man.
originally, like, I'm actually just getting exhausted from being so, like, just outraged about things. Like, people are now wanting to cancel Canada Day. Like, now they want to. Why? Because, like, they found the residential school burial grounds, as if that's a surprise. You know, I'm like, you really want to just, like, pretend like Canada has been fucking amazing all the way up to now, and then the same motherfuckers are gonna have the biggest party next year because you know what, man, the orange shirt ain't gonna fucking mean anything next year anymore.
What?
Like,
Wait.
I
What is
fucking
what
hate
is
all
Canada?
this shit.
What does Canada even mean? We
so
have a lot of
Canada-
questions. What does Canada Day even mean? And
I'm
why
not
why are there
It's the
orange
4th of
shirts?
July.
It's the birthday.
Is it the
Yeah.
birthday?
It's
I'm not
Canada's
sure.
birthday.
What did you sign?
Is it Justin Trudeau's birthday?
'Cause we were like colonized by the we were
No,
colonized
I mean
by
like
the British.
like our birthday is like we signed a piece of paper, but that's not even really when we signed the piece of paper. So like, when is yours? The day you like invented pancakes? Like what is that? Like what is the event that we're celebrating?
You're gonna
in
have
Canada
to
Day?
spotlight
Did
Jason
Canada
for
invent
this. I don't
pancakes?
know.
Okay, I actually
They
looked
probably
it up for anybody who
invented
cares.
pancakes.
It's when the 3 British colonies were joined together to create the Dominion of Canada.
It's just
Wow.
the day like 3 corporations did a merger. Oh, big deal.
Merger.
Big deal.
The English, the
merger,
French,
guys. It's
the English, the
merger
French, and the
day.
indigenous.
It's merger day. We're Canada.
No, the
That's
indigenous
lame.
didn't give a shit.
Well, I mean, they didn't have a say in it.
You should celebrate the day you guys figured out how to make syrup. How about fucking
I'm
that?
also
Yeah,
like
right.
just fucking I'm sitting here like, and I'm not saying that the residential school thing isn't like horrible. It's fucking horrible. But I'm also
What's the
sitting in
residential
a
school
city.
thing?
Oh, so do you know what residential schools are?
Oh, this show is
Schools
sad
by
real quick.
housing?
Separatist
Yeah,
schools
it's a school
for
that they force Native American children to go to.
yeah.
Yeah. And then they're
Why don't you
finding
just
that
say
they've
internment camps? How about that?
well, pretty
It's
much.
The
kind of
And
media
then
calls them residential
and
schools.
now they're
Because,
finding
yeah, it
out
sounds super
that a
squeaky
lot of
clean.
these children have been like murdered and buried in like
Oh yeah.
unmarked graves, and
And they're
they're
What?
digging
What?
up all
never
the residential
reported.
schools.
Yeah,
It's
there's over
horrible.
700 graves or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And they
horrible.
just found them now.
Oh my God.
But you know what else is horrible? I live in a city where in this first 5 months, there's been 851 illicit overdose deaths on the street. And I'm like reading this news and I have to get past like 30 dead people headlines to find out that the people in my city are dying in front of me. And I'm like outraged. And I'm like, why is anyone celebrating Canada? Like this stuff has been
You're right.
happening this whole fucking time. Like,
There shouldn't be a Canada Day. There shouldn't be a Canada Day. You guys should just celebrate 4th of July with us because you're pretty American. That sounds really
Yeah.
American.
We can't get over the border.
That sounds
exactly.
We'll just
Extremely
hold a
Craft
string.
here.
If you guys want
Yeah,
I'll
get
throw
on
a
the
can with a
4th of
string
July
on the wall.
train.
Wait.
All
Can
right.
we get across the border?
No.
You can fly. You can fly, but you can't like
can't
like
leave
drive
then.
over the yeah.
We can fly in, but we can't
Anyway.
leave. Or
I don't think
I mean,
Canada
I-
would let me in.
I
Oh,
need a
okay,
5-minute
Kathy.
cool
I know Bob
down.
at the border. He owes me a favor.
you know a person, a comedian that Canada would love to have. Something, like a comic that if you sent them over, they just make everyone forget about all of this weird school stuff. We all know schools are prisons, but I think this person will revolutionize the education system. Up next week, and come on.
Oh my God. I'm so uncomfortable with that introduction.
Welcome to the hot mess. It would have
Fix
been
our
worse if
school
I did it.
systems. Woo!
It would have
Yep.
been way worse if I did it.
Yeah, it
No,
would.
thank you so much for having me. This is
Thanks for
wild,
coming.
wild times. It's 10 a.m. where I am, so I'm just like, this is fucking crazy. I love it. How long are sets?
Oh,
Just
5 minutes. Sorry about that. Yeah,
5
totally.
minutes? Yeah, okay. No worries, no worries. Cool. So I have anxiety, which I feel like everybody does, but in case you don't know what it's like, I'll break it down for you. It's a lot like if your entire life were narrated by that movie trailer guy. In a world where the oven is always on and everybody wants you to leave the party, even though you were invited. And so you go to the airport and think, oh no, what if I accidentally packed a knife? As it turns out, you packed all your knives. Coming soon, every day.
That's great.
You guys know that curtain that separates first class from the rest of us on an airplane? Does anybody else take that curtain really personally? I always feel like a normal, regular person up until the point they go to shut that curtain. They're like, you could technically go past here, but do you have the nerve? On an airplane, nowhere else does a curtain have that kind of power, but on an airplane, a curtain is as strong as a wall. Like maybe if they wanted to save money, they could have just made it the Great Curtain of China. Sorry, Genghis Khan, China's first class. A wall is a lot more satisfying when it comes down, though. It's a big day in history today. Someone slipped in the shower and pulled down the Berlin Curtain. They're okay, though. Just thought of a funny cat meme they saw earlier that day. Doesn't have the same ring to it. I hate how tricky people are in job interviews. They're always like, how much do you think we should pay you for this job? I don't know. The literal amount you have allocated for my position? Like, what kind of test is this? Now I have to now I have to play the Price is Right with my future. Here we have a fine new job that you desperately want, but definitely will hate after only a week. So far, your competitors have quoted a yearly salary of $10,000 and $99,999. What's your guess? I'm gonna go with $2. Nothing that I pay for is optional or flexible. So why should how much I get paid? Oh, plus tips, done. That's good. So why should how much I should get paid be up to me? Like you don't finish a degree and they say, okay, how much do you think you want us to count all those courses you took? I don't know, like the full amount. I like that plus tips tag. That's funny. Thank you. Navigating the world as a woman is stressful, but I don't think it's just stressful for us. I think it's also stressful for the people around us. Like, just think of the nip slip. People freak out over that. Guys can take off their shirts all they want. We can't. We can't do that. A guy could just nurse a baby seal in public and it'd be okay. But if you're a woman, you can't whip out that little pink Skittle. It's too powerful. I don't know if you know this, but you can get lost in a nipple. Our nipples are like the Bermuda Triangle of our bodies. They have their own gravitational pull. I once asked a friend of mine how he got blind. He said the nipple. I said, but haven't you been blind since birth? He said, yep. I was nursed. I can't tell if that last bit is funny. I think the baby seal part is funnier. As a
I like the
comedian,
baby seal.
yeah, me too. I think I might just like riff on the baby seal a bit longer. I don't know how much more time I have.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Great. As a comedian, you have to do a lot of mundane jobs, as I'm sure you all know, that are painstakingly boring. I was working as a video editor, and I was that person who would have to cut in. Was the baby seal blind? How big are seal nipples? Sorry, I get so distracted by the chat. Oh yeah, so jobs, yeah, that are painstakingly. Oh yeah, I was working as a video editor. I was that person who would have to cut like put the stock footage between the rest of the footage. You know, of like a girl. Oh my god, this is so stressful. Sorry, my computer was just like about to die. I didn't realize I hadn't plugged it in. I don't even know if I have time to finish this. That's so.
You do.
You can finish the bit.
do.
I can. Okay,
the
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, I was the person who would have to cut between the stock footage with the rest of the footage, you know, of like a girl spinning in a field somewhere. Us girls, we're always spinning in a field somewhere. Like when did we even start, who started equating happiness with fields? When was the last time you were even in a field? Fields give me anxiety. Like, what do you even do in a field? Just get sprayed by morning dew? If I'm in a field, it's either because I was just murdered or I'm about to be murdered. Okay, thanks everyone. That's been me. Thank you for having me.
Woo! Thanks for coming. I think you solved all of Canada's problem.
Oh, good.
Guys, I don't want to freak anyone out, but I am braless. I have been embracing braless life for the last 5 days now. It's fucking awesome.
5 minutes.
I cannot be
That's 5
responsible
minutes.
for a nip slip, but please don't freak out if it happens, or freak out, whatever makes me feel better. You know?
Greg, stop vying for attention. Fuck you. We don't like dance today. We don't like them.
A crop top without a bra the
so
other day
if
'cause I was super hungover and I needed to the bodega. Happened. It fucking happened. And I was like, shit. Like now all of my neighbors know.
Know how fabulous your boobies are?
Woo.
No?
Yeah, no, I gave them a gift.
Oh, you
I
did
gave
give
them
them a
fucking
gift.
gift for free.
Okay,
But they know
guys,
I'm
can
here.
I just so I think my Zoom updated and it's okay, but I'm tripping the fuck out. There's like 3 windows within one window. I'm here with Bontrager, and then there's a separate window with all of you guys. I'm not used, and there's a separate window for the chat. And I don't know how to get rid of things. I just want it to be.
What are you
mix with that Coke?
Press the chat icon to minimize it. And
But then how do I see you guys? What's going on here?
This is my
you can see the
talking
windows,
about?
you just can't see the chat.
What are you talking about?
Oh, okay, I got it.
She doesn't know.
I think she's tripping.
How did I was gonna say what changed? It's what
I swear,
She's
like,
drinking
dude,
that tea again.
I'm coming from Newfoundland into like BC, which was already like hotter than I'm used to. And every year I try to adapt, but every year like global warming gets worse. And now I'm supposed to be like sitting here in 122 fucking degrees. What in the actual fuck is happening?
Oh, are
I've
you
lost
saying
my mind.
Newfoundland
I've lost
is?
my
Are you
mind.
saying Newfoundland is cold?
Yeah.
It's on the water.
Warm. There's a meme right now. I'll show it. Hang on, I'll find it. It's pretty funny.
Newfoundland is an island, so it's surrounded by water, so there's more cool air.
Yeah, and their dogs are
Or your
very
attraction.
fluffy.
Yes.
And they also call it Newfoundland.
No, Newfoundland. I
No, they
refuse.
don't.
Is it hot over there, Jason?
Yeah, it's pretty hot. It's not as hot as BC, but yeah, it's
Okay,
pretty.
yeah, I
it's
wasn't sure how far the
Jason, you're on my side.
All right,
Yeah.
Don, you're taking too fucking long.
No, I got
I think
it. I
it's
got
about
it.
30
I got
degrees.
it. I just
Alright,
have to figure
come
it out.
on.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go.
It's about 30 degrees
So-
Celsius. Sorry, God.
You all know
this
what
is
that
like
means.
Yeah.
Newfoundland. Well, I mean,
Look it up.
it's cold. Like in comparison, it's 50 degrees in BC. So 1/4 of what everyone else is experiencing currently.
Yeah, everybody's Facebook feed over on this side is just like bitching about the weather.
I don't know what the fuck Celsius is.
All right, Don, you're fucking fired. You fucking brought up the weather at an open mic. You're
It's about-
fucking
Oh, no.
It's about
fired.
70 degrees
Okay,
Fahrenheit.
okay. Do you want?
Fired.
Do you want?
Our next comic is Devin Flynn.
I'll turn
He's
it.
come to
I
our
will
open
turn
mic from his bathtub before, and he's a very wonderful human being. He fixes bikes. He sells them. If you have a bike that you think is trash, he can make it untrash. But you have to be like in Canada and stuff. Devin Flynn.
That's legit like the nicest intro I've ever had. Like comedy. Fuck,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Now I
Thanks
feel
for
bad
coming.
about making fun of you and how you look like that grade 12
Yeah.
kid that graduated
Yeah.
several years ago but won't leave the
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah. Treat me with respect. I do good when I want to. Thanks for coming.
Fontrager was right. I'm a bicycle mechanic. It's not nearly as fancy to say like, a regular fucking mechanic that actually has to go to school and makes good money. So I kind of feel like that English student with a PhD on an airplane when they say, "Oh my God, my husband's having a heart attack. Is anybody a doctor?" And you're just like, technically, you guys know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Give him a kick. That's how I fix bikes half the time. Just hit it and hope that it works. So, is she still kicking? Oh, she's gone. But Anna Maria, holy fuck, she was funny talking about seal slips and whatnot there. So I'll give you guys a free taste there. That's what I can get away with. Why? Because it's fucking Zoom comedy and nobody cares. Dawn, that is the appropriate response. That's the look of jealousy. I know. Maybe that's why it's so hot. It's not the fucking weather. It's because I'm wearing a real gorilla chest, just like the Simpsons song. I'm wearing 3 articles of clothing, and that is 3 articles of clothing too many. Anna was also talking about like anxiety, how it's like the movie trailer guy. I think that's fucking great, having dealt with it myself for a brief period of time. I find it's kind of like a really shitty version of Fight Club, except rather than Fight Club, where you're not supposed to talk about Fight Club, everybody talks about Anxiety Club. I know, that joke's not funny. I was really nervous talking about that too. Yeah, as Dawn had mentioned, we're dealing with a massive fucking heat wave here. So to answer your question, balls, guys. It is hot as balls. That's how fucking hot it is, and there's plenty of memes to show that. Also, I apologize. I was a little distracting writing my punchlines in the comment section, the chat. I kind of feel like an angry child who's like trying to say something to his parents. Like, Mom, I want to say, I have something funny to say. Mom! So I passive aggressively just grab a piece of paper and just hand it to her till she finally looks at it. Oh, that was kind of funny. We should have listened to you. It's fucking hot, so I'm going to talk about something that's pretty cool. Actually, ice. Legit ice. So I was taking this online outdoor survival course. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Online outdoor survival course. And there was this survival tactic that a guy mentioned, how if you are outside in winter, you can take a block of ice, melt it into a magnifying glass, and make fire. Save your life. I always wanted to do this. But the more I thought about it, the more stupid it seemed. Think about that. You need to have the perfect conditions to get ice, make sure it's clear, have a sunny day, and with it melting, it's constantly changing shape, okay? In order to do that, to survive, you have to have the perfect conditions, or else it will probably kill you faster, okay? Using ice to save your life in the outdoors, like you have a better chance of surviving if you do nothing. And if that's the case, it's probably a shitty survival tactic. In fact, when the conditions have to be perfect or else it'll kill you faster, that's like a seatbelt that only works if you go fast enough. Or a parachute that only deploys on Sundays. Or a blanket that only works if your girlfriend's not mad at you. Conditions have to be perfect. So I did actually try to do this, and it was really fucking hard. Okay, basically impossible. Mostly because I wanted to put it on a resume, have them read and go, "Holy shit, you made fire from ice? That's fucking badass." Okay, and get hired one day, and then they find out, oh, this guy's not as great as we thought. He can't type worth shit. He's dropping coffee cups everywhere, and he's freaking everybody out because he's got these bandaged hands. Why? Because I got fucking hypothermia and lost my fingers to frostbite from trying to make fire from ice. Do not recommend, despite the heat. That's my time, guys. Thank you very much.
Woo! Thanks for coming, Devin Flynn.
We'll work on some bikes, but it's pretty fucking hot, and I'm pretty sure my fingers would burn.
Thanks for coming. So Abigail, how's it going? It's really been really fun hosting this mic with you. It's just we got such great chemistry and everything, and like I love how you talk about like the stuff that you do. Like you're really good at drawing. Like really good at like doing the art and stuff, and like you got like cool like glasses, and like you're getting better at strafing and shooting people at the same time. You're getting better at it. You're still like
Thank you.
You're still in general
really
just used as bait. Yeah, you're just in general used as bait in Fortnite, and it's really helpful. It's extremely helpful.
I'm okay being Daphne. I'm fine.
Yeah, because
every player
those kids get
has
excited.
Their strengths.
Yeah, because those kids get really excited. They're like, oh, this person doesn't know how to play because they're just sitting and like just aiming their gun and not moving any other part of their body, and they all aim their fire on you, and then I come in on a pickup truck and run them over, and it's amazing.
We have spent 1.5 years in absolute panic trying to save Billy's grandma, okay, and everyone else's grandma, and then
who cares about Billy?
In one fucking weekend, the sun comes out and all the grandmas that we tried to save drop dead. Now, at some point, can we just please like allow survival of the fittest to just take place?
Yes. Yes, I am 100% with you, Don. Because like old people, they're racist. They're homophobic. They make laws that make no fucking sense. Let's get them
They
out
vote
of here.
way too often.
They vote way too often.
The
get out of here.
The heat wave, the death count of the heat wave right now is over 200, and they're mostly seniors, and like all within like a few days. But I'm like, the last time this many people died, we shut down the whole fucking world. Up next, a vaccine against the sun. Watch out, guys. Watch out. Anyway, that was what I was wanting to yell about, and I just talked about the weather instead. Up next,
there we go.
Have Ellie,
there
who
we
seems
go.
like the heat wave is getting to her as well. Welcome to the show, Ellie.
Hi, yeah.
What an intro. Thanks for coming. You get 5 minutes, 6 minutes,
Like,
hot mess, coffee talk, open mic.
No, I am actually kind of enjoying the heat wave. Summer's, it's not my favorite time of year, but it is the only time of year I get my pussy eaten. So it is by mosquitoes. We don't need to broadcast that though. I really want to be a mom. That's like my life goal is to be someone's mother. I'm trying to achieve that goal through the medium of Tinder. It's going okay. Tinder's like Uber Eats my ass, you know. It's not meant for planned pregnancies. It's meant for Planned Parenthood, not planned pregnancies. I didn't get into what's called Tinder. Tinder is not like, I sort of joined it for a weird reason. Like most people join Tinder because they're like, I'm horny, I want to fuck. It's like, That was not what happened to me. I joined Tinder because I let my dog into the backyard one time. I had a 10-year-old Newfie. I opened the back door, and for the first and only time in his life, this motherfucker cornered a groundhog. He saw that thing and he was like, I know what you are. I have a toy that looks just like you. It is my favorite toy. We're going to have so much fun. And the groundhog was like not having the same vibe. The groundhog was very upset. My dog did not know what to do with that. He was very, very friendly. And the groundhog just went down a hole. And he was like, okay. And I was like, oh shit. That is my exact vibe with Dick. I see one. I'm like, I know what you are. I have a toy that looks just like you. It is my favorite toy. We are going to have so much fun. It just has a mind of its own. It's trying to go in all the holes at once. I'm like, no, not that one. The front one. That's the one you want. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get in there, bud. No. There's one guy because of Tinder in Philly, because I'm from outside of Philly. There's a guy in Philly who's convinced that I'm a super freak. And because I don't have sex very often, but when I do it wrong. But this guy, I don't know what it was. He looked at me and he was like, this girl is down to fuck. And he was correct. He was very right. I was game for anything that night. They got a little amorous. We were going back to his place. And it was at that point that he was like, I'm just going to throw my entire sexual bucket list just at this one, like Velcro balls at her bush. Like, let's go. She caught them too. She's plentiful. But no, he started to like suggest things, and I was like, yeah, sure, get in there, bud. Go ahead. And he thought that was awesome. He was like, damn, you're freaky. And I was like, I'm just learning on the job, bro. Like, I'm gonna go back to my car and take copious notes. Thank you for believing in me enough to do this. And after a little bit, like about halfway through, I was like, oh my God, I get it. Sex is like improv. I can say anything. And this motherfucker will yes and me. No, that's not. I suggested something. He was like, damn, you are freaky. It's like, I'm so sorry. I just thought it would be fun. And it was for me. But no, it wasn't even like something super sexual. It was just weird. It was like, I got a strong back and I lift with my legs kind of weird, you know? You're laughing, but you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But the whole encounter, this is the worst part. The whole encounter only lasted like 10 minutes. And like, even I know that's not good. I'm like, sir, if you're gonna like impose upon me with your rubbish dick, at least have the decency to get me pregnant, you know? 34, God damn it. No, but things are looking up a little bit. I have a crush on a guy who's very nice. I had a kissing dream about him recently. You guys know the difference between a kissing dream and like a regular dream, right? So like a regular sex dream is just like someone hot and famous, you know, you're Chris Hemsworth, you're Captain America, you're Danny DeVito. If you just men who are like just smoking hot. But in my kissing dream, I was helping this guy move. We're packing the boxes, we're moving them, we're unpacking them, very inefficient. But at the end, he turned to me and he grabbed me by the ass. He pulled me in real close and gave me the most passionate, beautiful, soul-stirring kiss I've ever had. And I woke up and I thought, oh my God, in my wildest dreams, I still have to carry a motherfucker's baggage before he'll fuck me. But it's okay, because I got a strong back and I lift with my legs. Guys, I've been Ellie Summerling. I hope you enjoyed that.
Thanks for coming to the Hot Mess. Thanks for coming to the Hot Mess.
Someday I'm gonna be a funny female comedian.
Oh, you are, Dawn.
You already are.
Oh,
People
people
like your nice, like your cynical riffs. People love
No,
it.
he didn't.
What? I
Was
didn't do
he
anything.
this way
I don't
as
know what
if,
you're
like-
talking about.
I really hope Bon Traeger is actually this way on your all y'all screens.
He's
like,
not.
my-
He's up a little.
Oh, that's hilarious! That's hilarious. It's that guy. He did it. He did
Don,
it.
you're
guy.
funny and you've got a hot body to boot.
Oh,
right.
Thanks,
Kathy, you trying to fuck?
Yeah, Kathy.
Kathy's trying to get
I
extra
didn't. I
time.
would
Get
kill
in there,
for your
girl.
body.
Are you telling me all you need
There's
to do
the
is just
lineup.
throw comments at women to make them feel good?
Shut the fuck up,
I mean,
boy.
Said
Maybe
she
not
does.
you.
Don's
Not
got a
creepy
hot
ones.
body.
There's like a girl code, and only women can sexually harass men. Like, I've been trying to hold back from all these jokes at bookstore lips, which is not making it any easier, Bon Traeger. Like, what?
What?
Oh,
What?
Like, this guy is like
Yeah,
trying to
Stephen
make-
has. Yeah, Stephen Wolf
a
has.
joint like the sexiest
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Stephen
Like-
Wolf has. Stephen Wolf has the kind of lips you find on a cashier at a specialty bookstore, like a bookstore that only sells books about how the patriarchy is ruining everything. He's
my
at the
God.
cash register and he's smoking his little like joint. He's like, I don't even care. They don't let you smoke in here, but like, Madge's not here today, so fuck him. You
He
know what I mean?
is changing
And he's, like,
my
doing his little
mind
pouty
about
lips
white
thing.
men. Definitely
Don,
changing my mind
Don.
about white men.
He's got
Worked
he's
your
got
way
the
through
COVID
another
hair.
dating server.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah. The German Fortnite server. And you know, and he's got actually. You should try out Barty. I hear Barty has a huge dick. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Wait,
God.
who?
I'm not
So
even
anyway,
kidding.
up next.
Give it.
I hear it's a problematic dick. It's
Oh,
it's so
God.
big, it's problematic. It's so big. He has to
Oh,
be like,
God.
have you stretched today? It's like, are you sure? Like, that's how big it is. He has to be like, I feel bad for you. That's how big it is. Anyways, play
No,
Fortnite. You
so-
find big dick people.
You know what? I don't know. I can't speak for all women, but I can speak for at least me. I ain't want no big dick, man. I've had
Yeah, I was
two
just
children
warning. I was just warning.
that destroyed my vagina. I don't need no fucking penis to do it for me, okay? My children did it.
And
just
that's why
fine.
Bartsy is so alone. It's a problem. You see?
It is a
Everyone
problem.
thinks big dick guys have it all, you know, but he's still looking for a big
Abigail
vagina
over there,
person.
like, sad that she can't produce children. Girlfriend, your vagina is beautiful for life. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, you just saved yourself lots of plastic surgery. Anyway, up next, somebody who
And
loves children.
guys, if you would like to
doesn't
donate,
abuse them at all.
if you would like to donate to move Dawn to Chicago, so we can do this in real life, and we'll stream it. Move, I guess we'll move Abigail here, but like, I don't know, her and Joe, they're so strong together.
It's a 2-hour
You
train.
can't pull it apart. You can't pull it
We are.
apart. You'll do a 2-hour train every week to do a hot mess open.
I love getting away from Joe. What do you guys mean?
Okay, so there we go. We fixed it. All we have to do is move Dawn and her kids here, and there we go.
Not the kids. No, just me. It's fine.
Not the kids, just Dawn. Okay, so all we need is a
Just me,
studio
it's fine.
apartment above a storefront where we can stream the podcast or whatever.
Mm,
And you know who else we're gonna invite? Kathy, because she's got great shrooms. Kathy O'Brien, come on down.
I wish I had shrooms.
Thanks for
It's my
coming.
birthday today, and
Oh,
I would
happy
like
birthday.
to do shrooms today. So tomorrow pot becomes legal in Virginia, and I'm thinking about making a bumper sticker that says Virginia is for lovers and stoners, like uppercase and. But then I thought, well, that's not a very good idea for a bumper sticker. It would be kind of like a bumper sticker that says, I love beer. I don't think it's a wise idea. But yeah, you know, I've never really been birthday centric until last year when I turned 55. I'm 56 today. And you know, it's like I just think about my mother. I had a wonderful mother, and like she read a bit. Like when she was 56 years old, she read obituaries. she drank Metamucil and and she sang alto Mozart concertos at the Choral Guild in our town. And that is the complete opposite of me. Like, I go out to dance to my husband's reggae band, and I fucking do comedy open mics, and I do child abuse work. It's just, I don't know. It's the complete opposite of what my mother did when she was my age. But my husband and I have the same birthday. And what was I going to say about that? My kids also have the same birthday, April the 8th. And like, it's like, sometimes it's astrological magic and other times it's a total astrological clusterfuck. Like my husband and I, our communication, he'll be like, is there something the matter, honey? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. And then I'll be like, is there something the matter, honey? He'll be like, I don't want to talk about it. And then he'll go off to play synthesizer and I'll go off to do a comedy open mic. And, you know, it's just that's how it goes. You know, it just works itself out. So my mother-in-law was on a cruise in Vietnam, and she was seated next to a stranger, and for dinner, and she said it was April 8th. She's like, it's my grandkid's birthday today. 2003, 2005, April the 8th. And he's like, oh my God, that's my grandkid's birthday too. Now I think he was telling the truth. And what are the chances of that? His grandkids had the same birthday as my kids. I don't know, man. I find that really remarkable. Also, my husband is participating in a brain study at a major hospital nearby, and I'm like, man, dude, my hat is off to you, because if they studied my brain, they would be like, where do we find the emergency exit? Because I'm just saying, man, my head is no day in the park. I have what, like, I'm an avid gardener, and I work in my garden, and I'm constantly like, is a fucking snake gonna show up? I have seen so many snakes on my property, like 20 or 30 in the years that I've lived here. And so I'm always worried about snakes. On the road, I'm always worried about drivers. I don't know. My head is just, it's a fucking train wreck. And I will end it there with the fact that my head is a train wreck.
Thanks for coming and wrecking your train into our hot mess open mic.
It's true, man. I swear to God, my head is no day in the park.
We should do a spin-off where we go into your head in Inception and then we all get stuck. Where's the door, man? Did we even come in a door, dude?
Yeah.
Kathy, there's many reasons why I try to be pretty, but a distraction from my brain is definitely the main one. Like, for real. Top of the list. Anyone can just ignore all of this, like up here.
Oh my God, it's so crazy.
Self-awareness is the first step to
something.
Embracement and freedom.
Embracements. And I was waiting for it. I was like,
I was like,
you don't know what you're gonna
have-
say. You don't know what you're just like, I'm gonna keep the
Abigail
mouth
is
moving.
talking, but she's muted.
Is she muted? Where's she at?
No, don't be muted.
Billy.
Abigail.
Oh, I muted
Billy,
myself.
get in here, Billy.
No, like being self-aware doesn't solve any of your problems, guys. You know. Me being aware that I'm an idiot does not stop me being a fucking idiot. It's weird how that works.
Huh.
Abigail says words that make sense.
Huh.
Does that mean that I get to call her an idiot? No.
Huh.
Oh,
You know
man.
who's not an idiot?
But she
Coming
is
on.
awesome.
Oh, what do you got? Oh, she's awesome. That's how you read. I was like, oh, Dawn's got something to say. Better move aside. Let's hear this hot riff.
No.
You know who's awesome?
That's so
Amira,
hot.
come on down.
Melting.
Guys, how is everyone? I don't care. This is about me. I should probably stop doing that intro. All right.
No, I like it.
All right. So my dad told me if you keep crying, people aren't going to love you anymore. Then he said, "Happy birthday." My family supports me like an old bra. They leave me hanging. So I was wearing a tight shirt, ready to go out on a date. And my dad was like, "You're putting a sweater on, right? It's too tight." I'm like, "Yes, of course. I'm an observant Muslim. But if he's hot, I'm taking it off. Am I right, Dad?" He did not like that joke, along with the rest of my set. So my dad's diabetic, and I used to be really concerned about him because he keeps eating sugary foods. But then he got on my nerves. So I was like, "Do you want another piece of cake?" Trying to kill him slowly. So it was Ramadan. We were like fasting. You can't eat or drink for like 16 hours. And I was like, "Hey, Dad, I'm really tired and hungry. I feel like I'm withering away. Can you cook for me?" And he's like, "You're 30 pounds overweight. You're not withering away. Cook for yourself." Okay. Okay. So I already know my dad took his insulin shot, but I like to remind him in front of company so they think I'm a good person. Does anyone else here have parents? But only listen to half of what they say. So I was asking my family, like, "Hey, do you guys post any like Instagram stories and then view it every 2 minutes to see who's looking at it?" And my sister's like, "No, I never post stories." And then my dad was like, "You should, because then you can get published. You're a good writer." I'm like, "No, that's not what I meant, Dad." All right. Okay, so since my dad was such a horrible guy, I started dating weirdos or talking to weirdos online for attention. One guy I dated was does Reiki. And I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "Oh, when you transfer energy, you heal people, but you don't touch. Do you feel it?" I'm like, "No, not really." Things are going well. I went back to his place. He asked me for a hand job, and I was like, "How about a Reiki hand job? Do you feel it?" I have to like pretend to be into it so it doesn't come off as a fraud. Okay. My friend told me I should cut out the last part, and I ignored him. All right. So I went out with this guy, and we weren't working out, and I was like, "Let's just stay friends." And he's like, "Can we be friends with benefits?" And I'm like, "We're Walmart friends, no benefits." So I went out with this guy. We went to Macy's, and I was like, "Can we?" The Macy's furniture department, and I was like, "Can we go somewhere? You know, like a date?" And he's like, "Sure. Do you want to go to the bedroom section?" No, I don't go to the bedroom section on a first date at Macy's. We have to go to the bridal section first, then the bedroom section. My classy lady. I was dating this vegan guy, and of course he was trying to make me become vegan. I'm vegetarian, so it was pretty close. And he's like, "Well, what dairy products can't you live without?" I'm like, "Cheesecake, whipped cream, ice cream. You know, the essentials." Yeah, I never heard back from him. or a lot of other guys. I'm not sure why I'm saying that. So, all right. Oh, there was this guy on Facebook messaging me. He was all like really creepy. He was like, "Hey, do you want to live with me for $300 a week?"
What?
I was like, maybe. I think he wanted me to just listen to his stories, but I was like, no thanks. I make more on unemployment, and I don't have to potentially do any weird sex stuff. I'm so glad I have unemployment because I don't have to do sex work anymore. I wasn't making much because it was Reiki sex work. Yeah, you still go to heaven if it's pretend sex work, right? All right. Okay, which should I do? I'm gonna go back to the dad stuff, I guess, because I have more time. So my dad's the type of guy that likes to watch 1 minute, great. Watch children's movies. One of his favorites is Aladdin, but he likes to pronounce it Aladdin because we're Arab. He'll get really into it. He'll make popcorn. He'll pause it if he has to use the bathroom. He won't pause any other kind of movie. He has this little drum and he sings along. He's like, I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you let your heart decide? I'm like, hey, Dad, can I talk to you? I feel a bit lonely. And he's like, no, go away. Oh, okay. I guess some foreigners have problems pronouncing some words, but whore is not one of them. Yeah, I don't see why he likes Jasmine so much. She's like wearing a bikini top to dinner. Like she's not modest at all. It's like she got married to a guy after only knowing him for an hour and 31 minutes. And she let Aladdin ride her carpet on the second date. Another one of his favorites is Annie. He'd be like, tomorrow, I love you, it's only a day away. I'm like, hey, Dad, can I talk to you? I feel a bit suicidal today. And he's like, no, go away, slut. Okay, I guess I won't see you tomorrow. That's probably my time. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming up here. Why's my clicker broken?
Sorry.
I gotta get a new mouse.
Uh-oh. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna throw it back at the person I got it from. Thanks for coming up here. Slow transition because the mic is broken.
Oh, that's a you problem.
That's a big old me problem. Boo, boo, boo.
Yes, it is.
That's a me problem. I'm so sad.
So again, I know I've said this before, but it needs to be reiterated that just because you have a PhD does not mean you have any intelligence. It just means you have endurance for school for a really, really long time. Let's just zoom in on the chat here, where Math Dad says, I was trying to figure out who Math Dad was for 20 minutes. It might be the only dude with a PhD who has children in here.
Might be the only person who has a dick-shaped banana painting on their wall.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
PhD does not equal intelligence, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that your rant? Do you have any action? Do you have any, tags on that?
That's what we've learned about Greg over these past few months is that he is not right.
He does not deserve whatever diploma is on his wall. He should have stayed at Blockbuster where he belongs. You know who's not Greg? Our next comic is not Greg. Thomas Dykes. Come on.
You gotta love that intro. Woo.
I could have done you better, Tom.
It's fine.
Oh, okay, Don, you want to go? You have a crack at it?
I have Crohn's disease. Give it up for Crohn's disease. It's fucking awesome, right? And like, listen, the thing about having Crohn's disease is I got this wet butthole issue, right? And it's like just totally like foreign to me. Nobody ever told me it was gonna have a wet butthole. It just started happening. Right? Like I have a self-lubricating asshole and I'm straight. What's the point of that? Like, why is that thing? How is that going to help me at all with anything? It's fucking ridiculous. And then like when it gets like really bad, I have to like take these like special pads, like shove them up my butt just to like dry the flow. Like the ladies, the women in the crowd know what I'm talking about. Am I right, ladies?
Hell yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
not
And
me,
like,
not anymore.
yeah, man, it's really shitty. Literally, like I don't have the Hershey Highway. I have the Hershey Autobahn. It's unfortunate. It's really sad. What's up, Zoom Mike? What the fuck else do I have to talk to you about? So yeah, autoimmune diseases I feel like are like a hot subject. You know what's another really hot subject? Murder. Just feel like murder is really in right now. And you know, my parents worked in murder combined for like 47 years. They did, which is, they were criminal defense attorneys. So technically they worked in murder for 47 years. Yeah, that was really impressive. Yeah, I realized when my parents worked in murder, like they put a lot of effort not to like bring their work to home, right? Because they don't want to like imprint that on us. That's not really what they're going for. This is me stalling while I try to figure out what the next part of this joke I wrote was. Fun times. Yeah, I don't know, man. Working in criminal defense just really murders your mood. It's just you know, my dad was really grumpy all the time, and I never really knew why. And so like, and you're asked like, why would they go work in murder? Well, because like my parents, like they both wanted lawyer jobs that they could get off of at 4 or 5 p.m. so they could come be with us after school. So they really got into murder for the sake of their children. And like, I really appreciate that they put through all that thought. My dad was always, so my dad did a lot more murder than my mom, right? Like way more murder. Because like he worked in appeals. So like he had like, every time he was defending people who had already been convicted for murder. And, you know, my dad, whenever you talk to my dad, you'll really grumpy about it. It's like, yo, I never got anybody out of jail. Never. And I'm like, you know, that kind of sounds like it sucks until you realize that he was defending convicted murderers. So it really worked out for everybody other than my dad and his clients. That's what it really sounded like. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, there was I was like, when I was in Florida and I saw a heart doctor that was that was the heart doctor's office that was right next to a steakhouse, right? And I thought, damn, I don't know that which is better advertising. The steakhouse is going to give you a heart attack, or a heart doctor that can save you from the steakhouse. Both of those sound awesome. I love the way both of those sound. Oh gosh, let me think. Oh yeah, I was out in like North Carolina, and like somebody was trying, like with my friends, we were hiking. My friend gives me a piece of paper, and I don't know how much acid's on the piece of paper, and he doesn't know how much acid's on the piece of paper. So it's 10 hours later, I'm still going strong. And like me and my friend Jay, neither of us are native to the area. We want to go on one last hike. So my friend who's from there, he's like, okay, listen, just take a left right here after the view stop being awesome, and then you'll go right to where you need to go. We'll pick you up in like 3 hours, but don't miss the left, because otherwise you'll be out all night. Okay, so just don't miss the left. Okay, and we're like, we won't miss the left. He's like, you won't miss the left. He said, we won't miss the left, we promise. Anyway, it's 3 a.m. We missed the left, so we're out in the forest all night, and we're like just waiting for somebody to come get us. And then now they're coming, and we're like a little worried because I still have like a gram of weed in my pocket. I've been tripping for 10 hours. Who exactly is coming to come talk to us about why we did the things that we did? And they come over, and it's the guys we were getting high with earlier that day. So turns out I would, you know, sometimes I guess they didn't have the cops to feel the only people who are going to be up to rescue you at 2 a.m. are going to be people high at 2 a.m. anyway. So it really worked out best for everybody. And then they finally bring us home. We get front page of the paper next day. To Indiana, remember, my name's Tom Dykes. My friend's name is Jay. To Indiana Med, Todd Dykes and Randall Trendergast. Well, what happened is that when you're going out there in the forest with walkie-talkies, it turned out one of the consequences of going out there with walkie-talkies is you end up playing walkie-talkie. So I was not, Todd Dykes was in the paper, not me, which is good because that means I can definitively say, fuck Todd Dykes, that guy is an idiot. Who the fuck's got lost in the woods like that? Thank you. My name's Tom Dykes. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, Tom Dykes, to the Hot Mess Open Mic. Hot Mess Open Mic.
Tom Dykes is a regular for a reason. He fits in just like us.
Yeah, I've met Tom in person.
Dawn is drunk. She's getting sentimental.
I cannot wait until this border opens. Oh my God. I'm gonna
What are you gonna do first? Oh my lord.
Oh my God. What are you gonna do?
Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, I'll probably have to sell my naked photos online to pay for my adventures. And then
why aren't you doing that now to
Dawn,
start building up capital? What are you doing?
No, I haven't done that. No,
Are you gonna take the van?
Dawn.
I'm a
You don't have to
responsible mother, Abigail.
tell anybody. No. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that shit. Girl boss gaslight gatekeep motherfucker. Like that's what we're about this year. Sell your nudes.
Billy, can you help Billy's grandma manage her her whatever
dude,
you're
I
talking
can
about?
help every single person in this fucking chat figure out OnlyFans and sell. And
what am I
don't
selling?
do it anymore.
What am I selling?
I'm actually
what do you want to sell?
Been really bad for my mental state. I don't feel like I'm even
everyone
functioning.
besides Greg.
But it's been really good.
I can help everyone but Greg.
Fair. Greg's so smart. He doesn't need help.
He's got a fucking PhD. He should be just giving us money. We're the poor people. He has a living wage so he can support
Talk about
a family.
something else besides Greg so
God.
I can think of a better intro for our next comic. Abigail, you introduce our next comic because you put in this it's Jade. You put in this this aspect of chaos and you won't say what can I sell on OnlyFans? And
you can sell Pokemon. You can sell Pokemon on
So hype.
You can
so
dress
hype
up
this
as a
guy
Pokemon.
up. You better hype this guy up so hard.
Jade, look, you're doing great. You were doing the Lord's work today, being at the Hot Mess open mic. Who would have thought that you would be here right now? Honestly, definitely not me, because I thought Zoom was dead. But thank you so much for being here. Everybody, please give it up for Jade.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming to the Hot Mess open mic.
So much anxiety right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jade Esteban Estrada. They call me the Prada Enchilada.
Yes.
Designer on the outside, cheesy on the inside. But let's be honest, I'd rather be stuffed with meat. I hail from San Antonio, Texas. Great, nobody gives a shit. In my travels, I've noticed that people tend to have a funhouse mirror view of us Texans, although we do have our share of narrow heads and big asses. When it comes to Texas, I don't know whether to be proud or ashamed. A couple of years ago, I was at a cafe in Italy, grabbing an espresso. The cashier notices my accent and he asked me where I'm from. When I told him Texas, his eyes lit up with excitement and he goes, "Mamma mia, Texas." Apparently, Yosemite Sam is our branding. You see, Texas is an open carry state, which means it's perfectly legal for folks to walk around with a pistol on their person, which kind of takes the fun out of foreplay, doesn't it? I could be talking to a guy saying, "Hey, cowboy, is that a gun in your pocket?" Or you just say, "Never mind, it's a gun, it's a gun." I am Latino, Mexican descent. You know, it's still a tough world out there for a gay Mexican like myself, because some people actually choose to come out of the closet. I was chased out by the roaches. I got more Mexican jokes. They're just on layaway. I get them out next week when I get my check. You know, I have a very strained relationship with my father. It started when I was 11. He got me a tackle box for my birthday. A tackle box. But I was so scared of my dad, I didn't have the courage to tell him how much I hated the gift. But it all worked out in the end because it's been the best makeup box I've ever owned. My dad's side of the family is pretty hardcore. My grandmother's mantra was, no mistakes. Anytime she assigned anything for you to do, she would always tag, no mistakes, which sounded a lot like namaste, but meant nothing of the sort. Speaking of gay life, I am single. I'm trying to get myself out there. I've recently gotten into S&M.
Yes.
Well, it's Mexican S&M. Instead of whips and chains, they just hit me with the chancla. That means flip-flop to you and me. I did recently date another Mexican guy. Oh, but it didn't work out. No, he was the Juan that got away. One of the things I've always said about is that my ideal partner has to be a great cook. But since then, I've lowered my standards to anyone who with a Texas driver's license. I really love tacos and Mexican food. And some of my single female friends are amazing cooks, and they invite me over, and the food is so good that my mind starts to wander a bit. I'm like, what would I have to do if I got married to this person? What would be expected of me? If I'd have to put out, could I have sex if they put a sheet over me with a hole in it? Because I'll be straight for beef enchiladas, y'all, if you can wrap your tortilla around that. Back to the gay shit. I'm talking to this new guy. He's always talking about the importance of being honest in a relationship, especially in the beginning. And I really like him, so I'm thinking of being honest and coming out to him and, hey, I got to tell you something. I'm a comedian. Because being a comic is not something you see every day in the gay male world. Gay men's culture is largely about being attractive and having sex and not regularly airing any grievances you have about your partner in a public forum. And you might be thinking, how would guys not know you're a comedian? Well, my Tinder profile clearly says in all caps, definitely not a comedian. But I've been down this road before. At first, it's all like, oh my God, you're so funny, you're so funny. And 6 months later, it's like, is everything a fucking joke to you? That's my time. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to the Hot Mess Open Mic. Thanks for coming.
Loving all of these new faces, Von Traeger.
I know, right?
They're so attractive too. It's just holy fuck.
Guys, Dawn's in the good part of her drunk. She's so crunk right now. She's crunking it.
I can't wait to see how she spirals.
It's getting so hot. I'm watching the temperature gauge on the computer just go up as the 10-minute intervals go up, and you can see the sweat. It's also the alcohol, obviously.
Oh, what? No way.
It's obviously the alcohol as well, but
Oh, that's what you're gonna blame it on?
Blame it on the alcohol.
Yeah. So
Jason's job.
I don't know
I don't get drunk.
Couple comedians because he drinks light beer the whole time.
It's organic. It's organic beer.
Oh God, that's even worse.
4%. I'm drinking practically battery acid. Nobody likes this shit. Every time I order, even though it's my own stocked alcohol at the bar, every time I order it, the people around me are like, you drink that? And I'm like, they order it just for me, bitch. Want a shot? And they're like, no thanks, no thanks.
It's me with Rumple Mints every time.
It's actually it's the trick, man. Like you'll never need to buy someone a drink if you know the drink you're offering them is fucking wretched. And if they accept it, you know that they're down to party with you and they're gonna be your best friend.
Yeah.
So
And
you want to buy them the shot, you know what I mean?
I just thought of the worst drink. So you start with whiskey, and then you throw in some Baileys, right? You think it's like, oh, this might be good, and then you top it off with Malort, and then it's just like, oh, that's only for the couple, like the two Chicago people who are in here.
Yeah,
Malort,
I got it.
on top of that, it'll curdle, right? Wouldn't it curdle the Baileys?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
it'd be like eating erasers. It'd be like smoky erasers with milk. Or
you know what else makes me kind of curdle is our next comedian.
Our next comedian, he walks into a room, he curdles every glass of milk. He turns fresh wine into 1,000-year-old wine, and it's just bad. And it's just like it's not been kept at the right temperature. Our next comic is the baloney you leave on the hood of your car for 3 weeks, and you come back after a long trip, and it's like, is that even baloney? Our next comic is Gregory.
Yeah,
Woo!
I'm happy to see new faces at this mic, just because everyone who's usually here just shits on me, and it makes me sad. So it's nice to see, some new faces here, once in a while. All right. So I have a panic disorder with a side of anxiety and a touch of depression. It's a real salad bar of mental illness. I'm on Celexa now, and I'm fine thanks to these incredible drugs. Treatments sure have come a long way, though. In 1965, the state-of-the-art treatment was your father telling you to suck it up, stop being a little bitch, and forcing you to join the military. Because nothing soothes a panic disorder like 6-month tour in a Vietnamese jungle. But even with drugs, I go up and down, and lately I haven't been doing very well. If I was a pop rock band, I would be Panic at the Everywhere. 2 nights ago, I took a shower, and I was getting out, and I shivered a little. And instead of going to bed, I spent 3 hours reading about Parkinson's disease. I spent so much time on WebMD checking my symptoms that if they gave out frequent flyer miles based on how long I was on their site, I would have enough to fly to Thailand for free and panic about dengue fever in person. And I'd have enough left over to do an entire disease panic world tour. I could go to the Congo for Ebola, Saudi Arabia for MERS, and the pinnacle of any disease panic tour, I could freak out about the West Nile at the Nile. So sometimes someone will tell me they know what it's like because they were nervous for their driving test when they were like 16. No. Being slightly nervous about something based in reality, that's called a normal human reaction. You wouldn't tell LeBron James that you know what it feels like to play in the NBA Finals because you played in an intramural playoff game during your 1 semester at community college. I'm the Bron of anxiety. I once saw a bat in my house, and it almost destroyed my marriage. That's the level I'm playing at, okay? Let me explain this. My wife and I are laying in bed one night, we're about to go to sleep, and a bat swooped over us. We tried to find the bat, we couldn't, and we just went back to bed. The next day at lunch, I mentioned to my coworkers that we had a bat in our house last night, and Amy goes, "Oh, you got to be careful with bats because they can bite you in your sleep without you knowing it." We'll clear my schedule for the next month because I'll be spending 100% of my time on WebMD for the next 4 weeks, like I'm a researcher for part 7 of Ken Burns' Rabies. My marriage really did suffer. I'm too busy checking to see if I've started foaming at the mouth to do dishes, or go to work and earn money to pay our rent, or be emotionally available. I don't have time for that. I'm rabid. Spoiler alert, I wasn't rabid. So everyone knows foaming at the mouth is a symptom of rabies, but you know what else is a symptom? Anxiety. Do you know how twisted that is? Am I anxious because of the rabies, or do I just think I have rabies because of the anxiety? It's just like the famous investment banker infinity loop. Am I doing cocaine so that I can do my job, or am I doing my job so that I can afford the cocaine? Except in my case, I'm not actually an investment banker, and I'm just doing the cocaine because my brain is worried that I'm an investment banker because I had a bat in my house. Cocaine. In retrospect, all this turned out to be totally silly because we eventually caught the bat, and it turned out to be a large brown bat. And as everyone who has spent several hundred hours on the internet doing research about rabies knows, it's the small brown bats you got to be scared of. Big brown bats don't usually carry rabies. I'm so stupid. All that worrying for nothing. But you really want to run with the big dogs? You want to be the king of crazy? You want to be the Pablo Escobar of panicking? Invasive thoughts. Here's how this works. In any given situation, my brain will try to think of the worst possible thing I can do in any situation. My brain is constantly trying to answer the question, what's the smallest thing you can do right now that will ruin your life? For example, let's say I'm just getting lunch. My brain will be like, hey, Greg, take out your dick? Now my brain will start hurtling down the tracks with a one-way ticket to worst case scenarioville. I end up getting arrested. I have to register as a sex offender. I end up in prison, and I have to become El Diablo's house mouse for protection from the unit freak. I don't know what I want in my turkey sub. I can't think about condiments right now. I'm trying not to get sent back to restricted housing. I'm Greg Matthews. Follow me on MySpace. Thank you.
Yeah. Gregory Matthews, thanks for coming. Everybody needs a little villain sometimes.
You know, he's our favorite person to shit on, but he's also one of my favorite.
You always need a heel, you know, and someday you'll have a turn and it'll be great.
I've always believed in you.
Wait, but the person being made fun of isn't the heel. That's not how that works.
It's not. I don't do wrestling.
No, the heel.
I knew I'd fuck that up. Yeah, he's the bad person. We all
Greg
make
isn't
fun
the
of
bad
him.
person. Yeah. You're the bad person.
Shit on him. We're the bad people? No, I'm not
I think he means just you.
Yeah, I love
saying I'm mean.
Said you.
Well, I'm saying the triumvirate is mean. All three of you are mean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Together we're the
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. You're a third as mean as a normal person.
Dun, 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 dun. We made Voltron. Hot mess
We're
Voltron.
the kids on the playground, like finding the other kids.
Wait, Dawn, what's your sign?
Yeah, that's real bully behavior. If we didn't catch up.
Sagittarius.
There it is. We got an earth, a fire, and an air sign. Yeah, we are the devil.
We're Voltron. We can destroy everybody. We're like those evil airbenders. Oh my god.
Abbreviated bad, so you know.
We're those evil benders. I'm like the lava person and the lady
you're a
with
lava guy for
the
sure.
water arms and what was the
Bloodbender?
yeah, that shit was crazy.
Bloodbenders.
Oh, that was
Steven,
dope.
are you a Pisces?
No, Scorpio. Well, we got some water.
Definitely
though.
water sign.
We got some water action.
Yes.
Our next comment.
Wait.
Rant.
And then
Okay.
our abbreviation is bad, so we're obviously meant to be pieces of shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we're so bad. We're the
So bad.
baddest. We're so bad.
Oh
We're so
man,
bad.
we should.
Oh God.
They're like Bad Boys. That's the song that
Bon,
we should play.
I'm the only
Bon
one in a
Abigail
relationship.
Dewan.
Bad Boys intro.
Can't be talking like this.
We have to get T-shirts. It just makes itself. And
Actually,
you know
more
where you
like
can
the
buy
Mean
those
Girls.
T-shirts? Yeah, we are the Mean Girls. You'll be able to buy our T-shirts at a specialty bookstore near you, and you might run into this man, Stephen Wolf.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
It's good to see everyone. Thank you for liking my face. People used to tell me I looked like a more heroin addicted Macaulay Culkin, but now recently people tell me that I look like Bella Hadid and stuff like that. Like there's been a major shift. I don't know if it's just I've come into style or I've come into my own. Who knows? But let's get to it. How many grandparents does everyone have left? Let's hold up some fingers. 2. Oh, Abigail, that's a perfect number of grandparents. That's like the gold standard right there. It's not too many. It's not
They're
too
both
few.
women.
They're both women. That's a perfect. They should do that. So maybe they should. Never. It's so funny. Never the two sides. They never meet. But maybe you should set them up. They could be
They're
buddies.
friends.
They're friends. Okay. They got something going on. I got one left. It's never the one you want, from what I've gathered. Kept alive by anger and hate and anti-Semitism. I'm allowed to say this about her because she is a devilish old bitch who will not die. Yeah, so it's hard. Okay, so I'm kind of getting back into this right now, getting back into doing stand-up. It's hard. It's been like a fucking long haul, and I've been, pussying around trying to do it. But it's hard because there is that detail where it's like that no one wants to admit. It's like stand-up is as obsolete as our own genitals. Like it's something that but yet the show must go on. It's still more abundant than ever, and we're not about to let it go. It's like we still need to reconcile and move forward with that. And I always kind of feel a little rude, like going for laughs in the first 5 minutes of talking to somebody. So it's tough. It's a hard one. So we'll just go into it again. Little echo there, actually, right there. My girlfriend, she's a little sensitive. I opened up the kitchen cabinet the other day, and it made that sound. And she went, "Aw, cabinet." That's a creaky piece of wood, obviously. But I used to think that women didn't like having the door held open for them. But I actually realized recently that they actually just don't like it when you look them in the eyes and say, "This way, madame." Thank you. Big butts are pretty funny. When you sometimes kind of circle back around to that one, they are pretty fucking fun. Do you remember being a kid and like standing maybe like behind a teacher in the lunch line and just like looking at like kind of like you're at eye level with like her massive fucking ass, and you wondered like how does that happen? And you really think it, but now as an adult man, you're like mystery solved. That is certainly a solved mystery of the world. But then you think back at that teacher and you're like, you know what? She was fucking. Like she was getting it. Those are always the teachers that you found that would like get married, 2 years later as well. Like they were in it. I'm also impressed by, when you circle back around to it, I'm impressed by vaginas as well. Like they've been going strong for a really long time. Like humans have been coming out of vaginas for like 1 million years. Not 1 million years. That's actually not true. I did my supplementary Wikipediaing. It's 250,000 years. But 1 million years ago, there was an abundance of short-faced bears. This is Wikipedia, and I'm pretty confident that they were then it was bears coming out of vaginas. So the animal changed, the vagina stayed the same. It's very impressive. Very impressive situation. I don't think any one of us could engineer such feats. Girls with good immune systems never liked me. They don't like me. Only the sickies. Only the ones that really, they can't eat things and they have to take their medicines in the morning and in the nighttime. I was talking to this girl on Hinge, one of the few ones that was fucking talk to me, and she's just like talking to me about how she doesn't like tomatoes, and I'm just like, okay, you fucking idiot. And I'm like, do you like pizza? And she's just like, yes, but as long as there's no chunks of tomatoes. And I'm just like, oh, okay, so you should just kill yourself, obviously. And that's how that one ended. So thank you for doing that there with me. A fucking chip shortage. You guys know about this chip shortage. You're all aware. This is like the beginning of a fucking world of shortages right now. Like there's going to be so many fucking shortages that you can't even fucking predict. Like really innocuous shit that's going to keep us from doing just about any old thing. Like there's going to be a cardboard shortage. You can't get packages, and everyone's you're gonna have to pick up all your stuff at the post office from then on. You know, it's just gonna fucking deteriorate. There's gonna be a bottle cap glass shortage where they won't be able to fix fucking windows, and it'll just be like it'll be that normal fucking thing where we all just have like a fucking taped up fucking window because of, you know, glass shortage. Okay, yeah. Thank you for enduring me with some of those new ones there. I am Steven. I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for coming, Steven, and telling us the truth about how corrugated board will be disappearing. I'll miss corrugated board.
And sorry for
It has
going
many
over.
uses.
I didn't mean to.
No, go over all the time, Steven.
I'll chastise you in Fortnite later. It's fine.
Yeah, please. I'm glad that I'm not the Greg in this room.
Dude, this season's so much
Apologize
fun,
for
man.
Bringing up that you have a girlfriend. That's what you should apologize for.
Oh no, she's dead to me now. That was an old
Oh,
joke.
perfect.
They broke up.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's better. I feel better.
Yeah, that's right. Sexually harassed the comics. Good job.
Yeah, Dawn, you feel better?
So-
You good? You sated? You feel good about yourself?
I always feel good about myself. Look at me. Guys, I
Sheer
hate my
confidence.
fucking life. I'm falling apart.
What? No way.
All right, while we send help to Dawn's house, up next,
No,
our
wait,
next comic. Wait, what?
Wait.
I tried.
This
I
next
almost did it.
comment.
It almost happened.
This next comic has left me on unread and has left me really, really sad.
Hell yeah.
But you know, it's okay. He's here. He's here, right? So he still loves me a little.
Our next comic
I messaged you
is
a week ago. Welcome back.
Our next comic, welcome back from Chicago, as always. Welcome to the Hot Mess Open Mic, Tristan A. Smith. Come on down.
Hey,
I'm sorry,
thank
Dawn's
you. Keep it going for your hosts. You all make me hate white people, like you three specifically. like I've been noticing like a lot of people getting progressive until you three. Nah, I'm anti-white. It's all your three's fault. Right. Like I've been trying to work on my mental health lately. I've been doing that a lot, and I work for a technology company, and I downloaded an app for mental health. Like that's what I do. That's how we work on our mental health. We just download a mental health app, and every day the app asks me how I'm doing, but every day it asks me that right after I've jerked off, and I'm doing pretty. Like I'm doing great after I come. Like that's the thing I found out about myself. So this app thinks I'm mentally healthy. Like it really believes that I'm doing okay, that I don't need any work on myself. And it's just, if it just asked me literally any later in the day, it would find the real story. But no, I'm dying, but the app thinks I'm lovely. I don't know. That's not a joke yet. I don't think there's anything worse during the height of the pandemic than seeing somebody fatter than you not wearing a mask. It's like, you think you're gonna be okay? It's like I'm terrified of COVID. Like I changed my whole life for it because it's a disease that kills poor, overweight Black people. Like they could have called it Tristan disease. Like that's why I changed everything in my life about it. Like I now walk 5 miles a day. I try to eat well, and I have lost a fair amount of weight. Like the whole last year and a half, I've lost a decent amount of weight. And every so often I'll see somebody, like an old friend that I haven't seen in more than a year. And sometimes they'll come up to me and they say, "Hey, Tristan, I don't know if you feel comfortable, but do you want me to say that you look better? You look like you've lost weight." You don't know if I feel comfortable. Like you don't know if I want to hear that. You don't know if I want to hear the thing I've worked on for the last, I don't know, all of my life is finally coming to fruition. You don't think I want to hear that? How do you not know that? That's all I want to talk about. I don't care if your mom died during COVID. I want to talk about me, how my shirts fit better. What do you think this is about? Like I don't truly, that's literally all I've ever wanted to talk about my entire life. Yes, please tell me I look better than I used to. That's all I want to know. But the thing I've realized about like exercising and trying to get more fit is it's kind of made me a little bit worse of a person. Like I kind of wish COVID had lasted longer. I'm just, to be frank, I really wish COVID was like a 4-year event. Just because like if I was working out for 4 years, eating right for 4 years, I would look fucking amazing at the end of it. Like I just wanted it. I wanted it to be longer without seeing my friends. Also, I don't know, a few months ago in Chicago, we had a police shooting. We had a kid got shot by the cops. It's a very sad thing. I went to a protest about it. After the protest, we had a march. During the march was 3.2 miles. During the march, like halfway through, I realized we're kind of going for a long. I might look really good after this, and on some level, I kind of need. I'm 12 dead kids away from looking good. Like that's what I've realized about myself. That's not no one's on board with this. But truly, that's the worst. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. That boy died so I could live. All right. It's just if that 12-year-old's dead, I know I get to live much longer than 12 because I'm marching for. Okay, no, I'm not gonna keep going down this road. The other thing I wanted to talk about. I just found my first ever gray hair on my girlfriend's pussy. That's where I found it. And I don't have a girlfriend. I just needed to start the next joke. But I don't have a girlfriend, but I did get asked out recently. I got asked out through Facebook Messenger of all places. It was a friend. She asked me out through Facebook Messenger, and the message said, "Hey Tristan, when I first met you, I thought you were cute. I'm single now. If you're single too, let's go out. Let's get a beer." I was like, wow, I don't really get asked out very often. That's kind of a cool thing. You know what? I don't get asked out. She probably got hacked. That's probably what happened. Let me look at her Facebook profile and see where this went wrong. So I go to her Facebook profile. I look at 6 months of her posts, the last 6 months, and everything kind of looks normal. I realized she had been catfished. So I'm like, okay, my friend is still my friend. You know what? She probably asked the wrong Tristan. That's probably what this is. So it was her friends list. And I like a lot of you are thinking that I typed Tristan, Tristan, into the search bar. That's not what I did. I painstakingly scrolled through all the names. So into the A's, the B's, the C's, all the way to the T's, the TR's, TRI's, just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. 1,567 friends later, I found out she did have one other Tristan as a friend. But that nigga was ugly. So it's like, I don't know how this happened. Why did she ask me out? Like I spent so much time trying to figure it out. I spent 24 hours doing a background check on this woman. And in that time, she reconciled with her boyfriend, and now I'm alone, and it hurts. It hurts so much. But whenever something bad ever happens to a comic, other comedians always say, "You know what? That's okay. You didn't get the girl, but you get the jokes. You didn't get the date, but at least you get this comedy." I want to be very clear right now. I would much rather have the date than these 2 minutes. I don't know why you think the other. Why would I ever want to make you laugh? I would much rather be happier. You think I want your happiness over my own? I know 10 people at this mic. I like 2 of you. I don't really care about how you all are feeling. It's just I don't really have enough time to finish the jokes. I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you very much. And whoever's next, I look forward to your set.
Thanks for coming to the hot mess. Oh, I did it wrong.
Thanks for coming. The number has gone up from last week. Last week he said he only liked 1 person at the mic. Now he says 2. Who's the second person, Tristan?
Dawn's really excited about details when she's drunk.
I'm gonna say Bontrager and Billy.
Oh, it's not me this time. Okay.
I had to pick 2. I don't know. I just wanted to pick 2 of the 3 hosts. I'm sorry. There's no real rule to this.
Oh man, damn.
I knew it.
Oh.
Fucking fuck.
You know what?
Billy, what are you angry about?
Yeah, Billy, he likes you.
What? Anyways.
Yeah, Billy.
All this confusion. Who's next? Pop. We got
oh man, a face we haven't seen in a long time, and it looks like he's about to jump off the train tracks. Hey, Sebastian, hang on there a little longer, bud.
Oh, come on down from the land of
jump in front of the train after your set, yo.
Come on down from the land of Mormon.
This ain't supposed to be no suicide live stream.
Hey guys. Yeah, I am still alive for, I guess, just the remainder of the set,
Hell yeah.
No, Yeah, I haven't been around for a minute. I apologize. I'm sorry for that. But I did like coming. I would love listening to everybody do their different sets and hearing all the jokes and like seeing like the different people that were on this set. I really enjoyed Thomas's set. He kind of looks like if Adam Sandler was going undercover in an Amish community, just a little. But then I've been thinking like why nobody could figure out who Math Dad was, despite his name being like right at the bottom of his screen. But I was like, wow, why can't people figure this out? And I was like, oh, it's because like with a name like Math Dad, people were expecting to see somebody in like a suit, like a Benedict Cumberbatch looking person. They're like, where's Benedict Cumberbatch? Is he behind this guy that looks like Seth Rogen's driving truck? Like, where is he? I don't see him anywhere. Like, that's why I didn't think you were Math Dad. You look like you're like, oh, bro, who doesn't need it? Let me teach you 1 + 2. Like, that's your math. That's the extent of it. He's just proud of that. I don't know. Also, Kathy's gone, but I just wanted to thank her for her set. Kathy's my favorite aunt, but she doesn't send. She's the aunt that just sends a birthday card without money because she's worried you're going to spend the money on weed. I don't know. Gone for a minute because I've been having like an existential crisis. You know, I've been thinking a lot of stuff. I started rereading the Bible, and I skipped through all the boring, like the first half of it. That's all the boring stuff because it's just names. It's like listing off Pokemon, just like one name after another, and you're like, good God, there's over 1,000 now. Like it's too many names. But like I got to the juicy parts of it, you know, with Jesus and all of that. Like, and I was thinking like, you guys think that like Mary, like Jesus's mom, do you think she had a part-time job? Because I was thinking about like how carpentry probably only paid so much because like there's only so much wood at that time, I guess. I assume I wasn't there, but like I would only like they would only pay so much. So like they probably had to have like a supplemental income. And I was thinking about like if Mary had a part-time job, if she would be one of those like annoying coworkers that just like never shuts up about their kid. It's just always like, you know, my son Jesus is going to be the savior of the world. And everyone's like, oh my God, Mary, I've seen your kid build a birdhouse and it was shit. So he can't be that great, can he? Like, I don't know. But like, and I was thinking about, you know, like if that was the case, they probably would need to have like a supplemental income because God was more or less like a deadbeat dad. Like he wasn't around a whole lot back then. In fact, he was like asking Mary to pay him 10% in child support every Sunday. So it was kind of like a messed up situation. Like she had full custody, but he was reaping the money from it. Like it's pretty fucked. But like I was thinking about like that, like if that case, like if God was a deadbeat dad, do you guys think that like when Jesus was on the cross, you know, and he's just like, God, why have you forsaken me? Do you think it's just because like he forgot? You know, like he's just at home. He's just at home watching sports, and then Mrs. God is like, hey, did you pick up Jesus from Earth yet? And he's like, oh, fuck, that's like a 3-day trip. I got to go, Mary. Like he's booking it, driving to space as fast as he can. He gets there, and Jesus is just like, where the fuck were you? I waited 3 days. I told everybody you were coming. And Thomas started saying, I didn't even have a dad. The fuck, Dad? And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll get you some McDonald's. You want to do? And he's like, yeah, hold on really quick. Hey, guys, look, I do have a fucking dad. Peter, we hanging out later? Yeah, you and me? All right. I don't know. I've been going through all this whole thing. So I started writing a fan fiction about the last days of Christ, where like in it, Jesus is the bad guy, but this is the good guy, you know? And I only got one chapter down so far, and it's the Last Supper, you know, and it takes place in like a dark cave. There's only like one fire. It's like the last episode of Game of Thrones. Like that's the only light is one fire on the wall, you know, and Jesus is walking around like Jared Leto, just pants, no shirt. And he's just like, drink my blood and eat my flesh, and together we'll take over the world, you know? And Judas stands up and like reveals himself from a cave, and he's like, not today, Jesus, your reign of terror ends now, you know? And Jesus is like, Judas Iscariot. He's like, actually, I go by Judas H. Priest now. He's like, oh, sorry, didn't mean to detonate you. And he's like, Jesus. Oh, no, sorry, guys, it's this time. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. It's this time. Judas is the one who's like, Jesus, before I turn you in, can I betray you with a kiss? And Jesus is like, no, that's totally gay. Like, and Judas is like, what do you mean? I thought that you were like into like, I mean, the first time I met you, you said you were a fisher of men. And he's like, oh, I guess that checks out. You know, that makes sense. And then all of a sudden, like smoke bomb, and Jesus is gone. You know, and Judas is like, God damn it. Guard, sound the alarm. If my name isn't Judas H. Priest, the blood of Christ will run. That's the chapter I have right now. Anyway, that's the time I've got. My name's Star hosts, and enjoy your next comic.
Thanks for coming,
Yay.
Sebastian. Thanks for coming to the
I'm so glad that you're writing that. I hope you actually are writing that, not just a part of your bit, because I was like, man, Sebastian could so write like this anti-Mormon.
I'm gonna get Martin Scorsese to direct it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, for context, guys, Seabass lives in Utah, so
So he knows where to get
Love
that golden
God.
underwear. He knows where to get
they
it.
love God there. They love him. They love him.
We love our
I love
underwear.
a God.
That's true.
Whew,
Do you
I'm
not
gonna-
have air conditioning? No, of course not. You're a newfie, of course. Go just do cold water on a rag on your neck.
My house was built in 1955. I'm lucky I have like heat. You know, I'm glad.
This building was
I'm
probably made in the
grateful.
20s.
Yeah, well, this was built by hand by like a Serbian World War II survivor. So
boutique.
yeah, it's
As
it's,
opposed to all those robot construction workers you got in Chicago.
Yeah.
But it just was like by hand. There's no like construction company. Like they straight up just like, I think they found wood and like built like.
People in from Newfoundland are the worst.
Pardon?
He DIY'd it.
Oh, definitely back in
He did it himself.
1955. Oh yeah. They built like 4 properties like entirely on their own, and it shows. But my rent is literally like 1/4 of the rest of all of the Lower Mainland, and I'm gonna die in this house, probably
Congrats.
due to mold and other bad exposures. But at least I'm gonna die paying $900 and not $3,000 like everybody.
You know who else isn't a construction robot? Coming down to the Hot Mess Open Mic, we got Tara.
Hey!
I'm gonna open my door with
Woo! Yay! I also have mold in my She's not here to hear. I also have mold in my apartment. Freaking Berlin landlords! Oh my god! I've been fighting with my landlords for like months now, guys. It's like the wild wild west here in Berlin. It's kind of crazy. So yes, I'm not going to talk to Dawn. I was going to, but she's gone, like everyone else in my life. That's fine. More about me. My dad was Polish. My mom was mean to me, and that's why I'm like this. Yeah, it's Berlin's interesting, man. Like, it's been super hot in Berlin. It's been very hot in Berlin. So I actually went to a lake just outside of Berlin to try to relax, which would have been great. But guys, Germans think certain things are so many awesome that I just don't think are awesome. Like yelling is talking, not awesome. Bread for dinner, not awesome. Public nudity when you're not expecting it, super not awesome. Guys, the first thing I see on my relaxing day off, the first thing I'm greeted with, the big old German dick attached to a big old naked German. And like, that's fine. You know, like that guy's feeling himself. Americans are far too uptight, you know, about public nudity. But guys, I avoided the entire pandemic, specifically avoided German dick. But I guess it's true what they say. The things that you try to avoid the most will eventually come back to haunt you. My love life's kind of like a summer vacation. A lot of memorable nights, a lot of heat, and then everyone leaves without saying goodbye. Don't you just hate it when someone asks you a question and then they answer it? I do. My therapist told me I'm an avoidant. Clearly, I blocked her number. And mental health issues. Oh, during the lockdown. I want to bring up mental health because like it can happen to anyone. Okay. Like anyone can struggle with mental health. When working in severe mental health, I met so many awesome humans. You know, so many cool people sat before me, and then you'd read their charts from a year earlier and it would say things like was found outside of a building naked and singing to himself. In the UK, they just call it Friday night. Don, you were talking about gross things people drink. I know exactly what you mean. I worked at a bar/bowling alley for 4.5 years. Anyone else go to art school? It was It's an interesting bar, bowling alley. They had team names, right? Like Here for Beer, Living on a Spare, and I Can't Believe It's Not Gutter. And they would, yeah, clever. Talk about nicknames. They would be great at this nickname game. And they would always ask me for like the weirdest shit that they could drink. And so I would always bring them a shot of Real Tequila and an O'Doul's. Yeah. Yeah, it was a sweetheart. I learned to read man ponytails the way some people learn how to read horoscopes. I learned a lot of lessons. I learned it was a restaurant, so a lot of families came in. I learned never trust a kid with 2 first names. The more names, the bigger assholes. Like John Henry, come here, and John Henry's got like a bowling pin in his mouth and like cake smeared all over his chest. But then so does Sandra Ray from accounting. So yeah, you never know who's going to be the biggest asshole at a place like that. Living in Berlin is kind of like living in the Matrix, guys. Like if you can picture like a big, like dirty park everywhere, just like littered in trash and bottles, but you know, people are laughing, they're hanging out, you know, it's kind of a joyful vibe in the summer. So, you know, there was one day that really struck my mind. There was a guy in like a white hazmat suit. He had his ass duct taped with white duct tape. That was a nice touch. And then these old German men were sitting on a park bench, and they had a speaker, and I shit you not, that speaker was playing Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time. Sometimes I picture you time after time. If you're lost and you look, and I will find. And I was like, this is how romantic comedy ends and a Black Mirror episode starts. When are we going to start believing flat earthers, guys? When our friends start disappearing? Like, what happened to Carl? I don't know. He took that trip to China. He kept walking east. We told him not to. And now he's one of the fallen. Some people think I'm crazy, but they're just interdimensional light beings clearly sent here to kill me. And my therapist also told me I had a superiority complex, but clearly I know what I'm talking about more than she does. I quit drinking. Hey, cool. Yeah, a couple people care. Everyone else is secretly saying, why? The first beer I ever tried was made in Wisconsin called Natural Ice, not to be confused with Unnatural Ice, also made in Wisconsin, also known as meth. Both popular in Wisconsin. You know, AA works for some people, but it's not for me. Like, honestly, if I just wanted cookies and affirmations, I'd join the Girl Scouts. And why do people, the most messed up people, have so many affirmations everywhere? You know, like my mom wasn't into AA. She was in that other cult with a book. And she had the Jesus quotes like all over, right? And my aunt, and so like Jesus wept, she dissociated. And my aunt, she had something on her wall that said, a house unkept is better than a life unlived. She spent 30 years in a bathrobe. Yeah. I knew you guys would like that one. The joke starts off sweet and then gets a little dark, which is how I unfold as a person. All right. Thanks for your time, guys.
Yeah.
Tara, I relate. I feel like Tara and I can go to the bar together looking like we're these 2 girls just there to have a good time, and then men come up to us and 5 minutes later they realize that we're there to destroy their lives and our own too. So yeah, I think we should drink together, but you can have soda and I'll
there you go.
So actually recently I went to the bar with my best friend who is trying to hide his lifestyle from his family and his sober sister. And that was interesting. That was really interesting. She was actually a really fun, sober person. I thought to myself, if I could ever be a sober, fun person, then maybe I would be sober. But that's not the case. So, yeah. Up next. Why is... I'm just not a fun person.
That's your intro? Allie? That's your intro for the next person? That's your intro?
Well, I'm just looking for Al. Like, I don't want to introduce him when his face isn't even there, you know? It's weird. Does he just like pop into the screen, or am I just going to get trolled because he's not there?
No, he's here. Just start the intro. Yeah, start the intro.
He psyched me out. Up next!
Oh, he's here.
My favorite Chicago comedian.
Wow, wait a fucking.
Wow, I know that hurts,
Kristen
right?
doesn't like you.
That's not
right?
how your DMs say, Dawn.
I know. But you know what? You didn't give me any love today, Tristan. So, Ali, welcome back to the Hot Mess Show. I'm glad you're going to do a set today. We made it. He quit his job for me today. He finally did it, guys. He quit his job.
It's all for you. It's all for you. This is the sexiest mic in the midday, so I have to like just go ahead with it. And just shout out to the 3 or 4 people that got their cameras and unmuted and mics on. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. You guys are the reason why Zoom comedy still exists. Makes it purposeful. Appreciate it. This is how I'm gonna get discovered. So anybody got like religious parents? I want to talk about that. Religious parents, yeah, religious parents. Thank you. You'll appreciate this very much. My dad was Muslim, and just in case you guys needed more context, he was like black, bean pie, bow tie, Louis Farrakhan kind of Muslim, just to kind of get you there where he was. And my mom was ISIS Catholic, and they were able to make it work. So 25 years of marriage, look into your relationships, complete opposites. But like, because my mom was religious, she never hit us. She would just get Jesus involved. And I think that was worse because you're going to be religiously held hostage to a 3-hour Jesus TED Talk. Unlike my father, who would just roll in, beat your ass like a piñata and roll back out. It was a Jiffy Lube of parenting. I loved it. I was short, round, and full of candy. I get why he did the way he had to do it. So he was cool. Another thing with that is Chicago was kind of scary growing up, but my mom was even scarier. And the reason why is because my brothers wanted to join a gang, but my mama didn't let them. She would just tell them, like, no matter what, Jesus is tough. That was her go-to for everything, no matter whatever in life. I like growing up as a kid, hey, didn't know how to do fractions, crying at the table, complaining like, hey, I need help. I don't know how to do this. You know who had a lot of problems and a lot of things to do? Jesus. But he was tough because of it. I'm like, all right, cool. The only thing I knew about Jesus then in math is 1 in 12 friends would fuck your shit up, but that's neither here nor there, And again, just that was her thing for everything. It was like I'm growing up, like into work, almost got late for a flat tire. Man, I got late to work, had to walk 5 miles, almost got fired. You know who had to walk a lot? Jesus. And he was tougher because of it. Like that. Like I'm a grown man now, like I have a family, I want to do construction for them, want to build as a house. I got these builders talking to me, I have to like move 3 and 4 inches and raise 4 or 5 fourths of a fucking wall. I still don't know fractions. I call my mom up, like I'm crying, I'm like overwhelmed, and she just goes to me, like, you know who was a carpenter? Jesus. And he was tougher because of it. So I'm like, all right, bet that didn't help me in anything. But my brothers drank the Jim Jones Kool-Aid and none of them joined gangs. All right. I didn't find Jesus, I found gangster disciples. So the difference from me is I joined gang like in my neighborhood for being, more than anything like intermingling, social networking purposes. Did it in my neighborhood because I did not want to carpool a gang fight. So I just stayed in my neighborhood. And I couldn't be out here really thugging because I had like a 7:30 curfew. And I don't know if y'all know anything about gang culture, but most banging happens after 8 p.m. So it was hard to tell that to my gang, like, yo, I can't roll with y'all tonight for the drive-by. Like I fucked up in class, curfew got cut down to 6:30. And then you man as fuck, but I would just have to tell them, like, yo, I know the Lion Kings are tough, but just remember, Jesus is tougher. So yeah, got my ass beat later that day. But anyway, like people are talking about affirmations and self-care. I am really big into that. I'm big into positive thought and self-affirmation. One of the things I like to do every morning is take vitamin Bs, which I like to call blunts because that's what it is at this point. Weed is just a stronger version of kale and it's love from the inside. That's how I would just describe it. And it really just makes you a better person. That's just how I look at it. And like it makes me really reflective. It makes me think like, why did the Ninja Turtles are able to afford all that weaponry? Nobody had a job. You can possibly not get that with a reporter's budget salary. But that's neither here nor there. I just think globally, if we were to smoke more, fuck more, and love more, traditionally, harmoniously, we can get to the next stages of our life here. So shout out to Moms, Jesus, and Weed, and Don for having, and Bontrager for having the sexiest open mic at 2:00 and the most inconvenient time for niggas that got jobs. Thank you. Love y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. And we all know the Ninja Turtles got their weapons because they killed a bunch of unsuspecting martial artists. That's
Mind blown.
Thanks for
We
coming.
can all agree that I will smoke more, love more, fuck more. Everybody knows.
Congrats.
I can commit
more,
to that.
fuck more, love more,
What?
drink more. Is that your You Pray Love book?
Yeah, it is.
It should be, man. You know what?
My mantra.
I guarantee you I know more about like emotional freedom and happiness than that bitch ever will. So my book will do much, much better. Yeah. Like I'm giving 0 fucks. I give 0.
If Dawn remembers, she's gonna write the most poignant book about being a newfie ever. Thanks for coming to the Hot Mess Coffee Talk open mic. I'm gonna turn off the live feed and hope we don't get canceled.